The manhunt is on now for the subway rapist police believe may be responsible for as many as 7 rapes on women in city subways. As Colleen Hunt reports, fear is rising among women who must ride the subways alone, and police have few leads.
He stalks the black subway tunnels, a man suspected of up to 7 rapes and assaults in September. He strikes when a woman is alone on a subway car. He forces women off the cars, then drags them at gun or knife point through the maze of dark tunnels to the spot he selected for his attack. 6 of the 7 attacks have taken place on the L line in the Bushwick section of Brooklyn.
3 of them were completed rapes, 1 was an attempted rape, and 2 of them were carrying as unlawful imprisonment.
The most recent attack came January 3rd at the Chambers Street station in Manhattan. He accosted a woman on a train, hit the emergency brake, then flipped a concealed switch to open the doors. He dragged his victim through a long series of catacombs before raping and sodomizing her. He appears to have extensive knowledge of the subway system. Transit police are considering whether he may be a current or former transit employee.
The areas that he has taken them to have been in tunnels into little cul-de-sacs, little areas. One incident, he was also familiar with the operation of a train. He was able to activate the emergency doors with a switch, which is kept under the seats. He knew where it was. So the person who is doing it, we believe, does have some knowledge of the trains and the general area.
Transit police thought they had a hot lead earlier today, but that suspect turned out to be already in prison. Also, the suspect does bear a striking resemblance to the man wanted for a string of rapes of young girls in Far Rockaway, Queens. They are both Hispanic or light-skinned blacks. But the subway rapist is of slight build, while the Queens rapist is believed to be about 6 feet tall. Today, transit police were handing out pamphlets on avoiding attack to terrified women.
I'm petrified, as a matter of fact, because I'm coming from all the places that he is. Bedford Stuyvesant, Bushwick Avenue.
He was pretty scared coming down the stairs and all, but it was really a relief to see the cops and all.
A lot of the safety tips are just plain common sense. Transit police suggest that when you wait for a train, you wait in a group, and when you select a train, you pick one with a conductor. If you are approached by a suspicious character, they recommend you scream. In the 3 cases where women escaped this rapist, they scared him away by screaming. I'm Colleen Hunt.
The mild winter weather we've been experiencing is putting a damper on skiing and other winter activities across the state, and there are no major storms in sight. Good news for some of us. Bob Harris has the night off, but let's take a look at the forecast. Right now in Central Park, it's 38 degrees and clear. The barometric pressure is 30.17, and it's rising. The relative humidity at 37%, and the winds are west at 7 miles an hour. Tonight will be clear and cold, the low in the upper 20s. Tomorrow, look for variable cloudiness, the high in the upper 30s. Wednesday, more cloudiness and comparatively mild, the high only around 40. But we're told there is a chance of rain or snow on Wednesday night. And Jerry Girard is up next, and there's a lot of college basketball action and some upsets to report tonight.
Yes, the Big East continues absolutely crazy. Highlights of that, plus the Knicks win this afternoon, coming up.
She's no ordinary woman.
I'm putting right here and I'm putting right now.
She's powerful.
I started this, and I'm going to finish it.
Dedicated.
Now, I'm giving 9, 10, 11, 12 hours here. That's every day.
Unstoppable. Norma Rae, a small-town hero, and a full-time woman. Sally Field in her Oscar-winning role.
Lady, I want you off the premises now.
Norma Rae, Saturday at 11:30 on Channel 11.
Updating now one of tonight's top stories. We've just received videotape from Miami showing the riot that is underway at this hour. The entire Miami police force has been mobilized to quell a disturbance in a predominantly black neighborhood known as Overtown. And that was also the setting for the 1982 riots. Tonight, police have sealed off a 5 to 10 block area as crowds have reportedly turned violent. This unedited video in from Miami just a few minutes ago. We have received reports that cars were set ablaze and rocks and bottles have been thrown following an incident in which a police officer allegedly shot at a motorcyclist. Several officers have been injured. There is an unconfirmed report we have received from one station in Miami that at least one person has been killed in this rioting going on right now in the Overtown section, predominantly black section of Miami, Florida. Kind of a heavy story to lead into sports, Jerry, but I understand the big news, still college basketball and a lot of surprises.
Right now, Syracuse is the victim of Proposition Deep 6. They lost their 4th conference game tonight to Connecticut, despite the fact that Sherman Douglas did play. The back seemed to affect him a little bit, but they were very sad tonight as Connecticut controlled the game. Let's take a look at the highlights. Connecticut went up as many as 12 points in the first half. The gun was Robinson. Jumper in tight quarters here for 2. Unofficially 22 for the night. Then a steal as they press. Rose pass, carelessly thrown. Picked off by Williams, who goes in for 2. Second half, Syracuse took the lead, but here comes Connecticut right back. It's George to Gamble. It counts, 3-point play. And then Douglas, McLeod, and to George up and in. Robinson then put the dagger in the heart with this 3-pointer from the side. 68-62, Connecticut beats Syracuse. At the Meadowlands, Seton Hall over Villanova, and it was easy. A steal by Gaze here. Another fast break, as they had a number of those. Morton to Gaze, who started the play. And then 5 feet 4 inches tall. Can you see him? Wigington to Ramos for 2. Second half, here comes Wigington again with the fast break. Gives it over to Morton. He finishes it off. And then it's Ramos backdoor to Morton as Seton Hall beats Villanova 78-61. A light workout for the Knicks this afternoon, absolutely. Beating the Spurs for their 14th straight at Madison Square Garden. Ho-hum. First half, it's Ewing with the rebound. Fast break Knicks, they had many of those. Jackson to Wilkins in the early moments. And then the press, creating turnovers. Newman bats it to Wilkins to Jackson and back to Newman underneath. This team looks tough. Then it's Jackson, who was all over the place, scoring and assisting, passing it to Oakley here, unguarded. And then a block by Ewing and a shot by Greenwood. Here come the Knicks again. Jackson to Newman. He spots up with a 3-pointer. Bettino says, yeah, take those if you have them. He had that one. Wilkins then to Oakley. A sensational 3-point play here. But it was Jackson. That was his game. 24 points, 10 rebounds, 12 assists as the Knicks beat the Spurs 116-106. In Philadelphia this afternoon, in overtime, Tripucka gets 40 points. Charlotte stuns the Sixers. Atlanta over Washington with no problem. Price at 29 points as Cleveland beat Phoenix by 16. And other finals, Denver over Sacramento by 6. The Lakers continue undefeated at home as they beat Houston. And tonight, the Celtics ran out of gas late, and Detroit beat them 96-87. Just 2 games in the National Hockey League in Toronto tonight. As we pick up the scoreboard, Toronto 5-3 over Hartford in the third. Chicago 2-1 over Edmonton as they play the second. Jerry Rice of the San Francisco 49ers, their big gun on offense, great wide receiver, hurt his ankle today. He was helped off the field, but as Coach Bill Walsh says, he'll be okay for Sunday's Super Bowl. At the Big A this afternoon, the double, which H&J, $256. The triple over $3,000 on OCE. True and Blue won the feature, paying $4. Crazy night in college basketball. That's the story. Here's Marv.
Thank you, Jerry. And that's USA Tonight for this Monday, January 16th. Thanks so much for joining us. For Brad Holbrook and Sheila Stainbrook, I'm sitting in Marvin Scott. We hope you join us again tomorrow night at 7:30 and 10 right here on 11. Have a good night and make it a great Tuesday.
USA Tonight, brought to you by Nescafe and by Kellogg's Corn Flakes. WPIX has news bureaus in New Jersey on the Rutherford campus of Fairleigh Dickinson University, 223 Montross Avenue, and on Long Island at 3000 Hempstead Turnpike, Levittown. Coming up next on Channel 11, The Odd Couple.